So first, can you kind of explain how this recount process will work and maybe kind of what the timeline is at this point?
Certainly. Well, we were on a conference call yesterday with all the counties involved in the second district, gave them their directions and guidelines, and asked them to start the process as quickly as they could. They have a certain number of days to finish this. The bottom line is I need the results for the state to certify by November 30th. And they have to also take this numbers back to their supervisors. So the clock's ticking. Scott County's ahead of the game, and I applaud them for that. They're the first county to start the recount, and it's the biggest county in the district, so it makes us feel good that they're leading the way. That way they'll have their results done and have plenty of time if there's anything they need to address.
Okay, and then I guess how will the results or any changes from these recounts, I guess, be reported? How can people in the district, I guess, stay up to date on what's going on?
Certainly. Well, when they finish the recount, those results will be public, and of course the whole process is open to the public if they want to observe. And if there's any adjustments in the final counts, those numbers will be taken to the Board of Supervisors to amend the certification that they did just last week, and those will be the final numbers they'll turn over to us.
Okay, and then I guess what's your message to Iowans and voters about this recount process, kind of particularly given the concerns that we've seen on the national stage with the presidential election?
Well, first, I think Iowans should be pleased that the system works here in our state. We have 99 counties, over 1 million plus, almost 2 million votes cast, and it went very well. The issues we had early on were identified because of the checks and balances we have. So the results were what we can consider to be secure and accurate. Now that the candidates have the option to do a recount, that's under any normal process. When you talk about a slim margin like 1%, there's going to be those who want to check just to make sure everything was done accurately again, and that's their right, and that's what we're in the process of doing in all 26 counties. And when we're done, we'll have the final results that will determine who the winner is of the congressional district here in the second district.
Okay, and then can you talk about what kind of the recount will involve, what these 3-member boards will be looking at, and what will not be included as part of this process?
Well, basically, our main focus is just counting the ballot, the results for the two candidates, Miller Meeks and Hart, and that's all they'll be focused on. They won't be reviewing spoiled ballots or anything that was questioned by the original count board. Their main purpose today is, in the next 2 days probably, is to make sure the math is accurate. How many votes did Miller Meeks get? How many votes did Rita Hart get? And that'll be the main focus.
Okay. And then I guess, can you provide a historical perspective in terms of recounts? How often do they change the outcome in a race this close? What's the likelihood that we could see a different outcome or a different winner?
Well, recounts are a little tricky in the sense that unless there's some significant gap, you don't see a lot of movement, because typically the trend that you had in the original count would continue, meaning if one candidate was getting 2 votes to what the other candidate's 1 or 1.5, that ratio tends to stay the same. With this margin, when you're talking 47, I think there's a lot of potential for the vote to sway one way or the other, and we'll know more of that as each county comes in. Clearly, Scott County and Johnson County are the 2 biggest counties. Those are the 2 to watch.